We're winning big in the Republican Party for the nomination like nobody's ever seen before. Let's see, there it is. Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%, Mike Pence at 7. Oh, Mike's doing better than I thought.
Donald Trump. Do you see him? Let's toss that in there when he's talking about everyone. Ron DeSanctimonious. And he gives his numbers. I mean, the crowd was just kind of okay with everything that Trump is saying because that's what they do. They're head nodders. But then a little bit later on, they said, wait, let's look up this sanctimonious. That's not good, Donald. Conservatives are not very happy with this turn of events because I guess they just found out that Donald Trump is not a big fan of Ron DeSantis. Now that they found this out, here's a couple tweets from conservatives. Trump hits DeSantis days before the election for the offense of being a rising star and refusing to bend a knee. There's more. Ellen Carmichael says, I'll just say this, Trump better tread really freaking lightly. He's not gonna be able to name call and minimize Ron DeSantis in a primary contest. Ron DeSantis hasn't antagonized Trump, and conservatives love RDS's record. And they're not gonna tolerate the 2016 style bullying. Let's hold on this for a second. Ellen Carmichael is openly pointing out that Donald Trump rose to power within the 2015 primaries against other Republicans by name calling and minimizing people. That's not gonna work on Ron DeSantis. You're admitting the guy that I assume the entire Republican Party is in full support of minimizes and name calls and bullies, and it's not gonna work this time. Why did it work the first time? Maybe you might ask yourself that question since you're talking about what it is that the guy that you all supported is doing that you hate. They hated it then too, but they line up really easily. And she doesn't want anyone that's bending a knee. Everyone did that. More. Adam Miller says, he just lost my entire family's vote with his attack on DeSantis. Oh, damn. You know what? These are just Twitter users. How about Ben Shapiro? He's a Twitter user too. He says a few points on Ron DeSanctimonious in quotes. Number one, it's terrible branding, Ben says. Reminding everyone you have no discipline by attacking a top gubernatorial candidate popular with the base 2 days before an election and a week before launching a comeback campaign is an interesting strategy, I guess, to say it nicely from Ben Shapiro's point of view. And one more, because once Fox News starts posting headlines about what people say and some are saying, they're pushing the narrative here. Let's look at this headline from Fox News. Conservatives turn on Trump for attacking Ron DeSantis ahead of midterms. Quoting some of them and saying, what an idiot. And that sub-headline is DeSantis is among the most popular and successful Republicans in the country. I think they're trying to deliver a message to good old Trump to be like, listen, you might not want to go down this road because nobody is on your side anymore. I think they're starting to figure out that he's not running for president again. He's just trying to raise more money and hoard it and use all of their voters for it. They kicked him off the network a little while ago, but now they're speaking in a different way. So because of all this, Jess, one more thing here. Trump did go to that rally. He talked about Marco Rubio. We talked about last week, I believe. He's gonna go and he's gonna step on Ron DeSantis's toes. So now that everyone's jumped on his back, he might wanna backpedal a little bit. Watch.
People of Florida are going to reelect the wonderful, the great friend of mine, Marco Rubio, to the United States Senate. And you're going to reelect Ron DeSantis as your governor of your state. And you're going to elect an incredible slate of true MAGA warriors to Congress.
You notice there was a dear friend and there was amazing someone else, but in the middle of that, it was just Ron DeSantis. To your state, sure, I guess if you want to, since you guys are on my back, please. Your thoughts, Jess?
The great state of Florida. Why do you say it like that? This is hilarious, especially because DeSantis, sanctimonious, is that even accurate? Is that even the word you want to go for? I mean, he doesn't really give off sanctimonious vibes ever, even when he's trying to win the culture wars. I really don't get that vibe from him, but it's really funny because this is the consequence of someone running for office being motivated by ego. They have no alignment to the party. They have no alignment to any ideology or values, but But you all got behind Donald Trump because you realized people would vote for him. And now it seems like he's destroying some of your top candidates, which from an outside perspective is really funny, right? They're getting the consequence of making this guy who's in politics driven by ego alone, making that guy the head of the party. And this is exactly what we would expect to eventually happen. And I hope it continues. It just brings me joy to see Ben Shapiro chiming in on this stuff.
And again, you notice the angle in which they do it. It's based off of, you're gonna do this right before an election. You do this 2 days before an election. It's not necessarily about how much they love them some Ron DeSantis. They're just like, we need to make sure that the sweep that we can get to a certain degree can happen. Don't do it like you did to us in Georgia. They're starting to feel the same thing again, because again, Donald Trump thinks about himself. They've always known this about him, and they decided to back him up, hoping that he would eventually, I guess, let the money trickle down on them or the influence. Not when you get a little bit too popular.